We're going to turn to diphtheria. It looks like diphtheria vaccination was introduced in 1945. So I don't know if that's something that's come across your plate as a practicing
Yeah,
clinician.
I would say thankfully not, but read about it and a lot of stories about that, especially with how painful and basically high mortality that was back in the day. Really bad
Uh,
throat infection. And I specifically remember reading a lot about that back in the 40s and 50s with soldiers and concentration camps and just malnourished, poorly
mm,
treated. Those things, diphtheria in particular, was a thing that people, these unfortunate soldiers would die from. So as it would run through these
wow.
camps. So thankfully we don't see that again. But again, the fallacy is we could see it, but we just don't because of vaccinating against it.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, let's talk about pertussis. This is something that was introduced in 1945, and you can see a massive decline, but you do see a little bit of bumps in that. So I know that we have seen that a little bit more. So let's talk about pertussis.
Yeah, pertussis is whooping cough, and it's a particular problem just mainly because of how contagious it is and how easy it is to spread in that family. And it's a particular problem for me because it really has a predilection for the younger children. They can get quite sick, end up in the ICU on ventilators because it's a very violent coughing illness. And once it gets in the
Mhm.
house, it's spread. So even though vaccination, a complete series can protect you 95, 98% of the time, it's so contagious that if it got into my house, I could get it and spread it. I probably won't get terribly sick. But again, if I have a little one at home, that's the vulnerable age that we're trying to protect.
Gotcha.
And we see those
Which gets
outbreaks.
the herd
Yep,
immunity,
yep.
right?
See those outbreaks. It's just, again, mainly because of the contagiousness. And that's part of what the MMR, the measles outbreak is so contagious. Two vaccines provides a 97% protection, but it is very contagious. So if you don't have that protection and it get exposed, you're in the firing line, so to speak. I just reviewed some
Mhm.
of that information last week about the measles outbreak. When I did that, there was no cases reported in kids that had two vaccines. And the great majority were in kids that were unvaccinated, so no vaccines, and a few percent were just had one vaccine. And again, that's probably that contagious. It's so contagious that they got exposed, just didn't quite have that immunity and got it. So, and of course, there's been two reported deaths,
It's terrible. Definitely something that we want to not have in our community.
right?